Welcome back, guys. Missed a few days, but let's rock and roll here. So we went over wide hinges, and what we're going to do is do a windmill today. So it's kind of like the archer progression. We're going to lengthen, get a hinge here. Let's just breathe a few times. This position, try to find that engagement of the psoas, expansion of the chest, tension in the hamstrings. The lats will get more when we move the arms, but it's the erectors, the spinal erectors that we're stretching along the spine, going up into the rib cage. Breathing. Let's see if we can find the lat stretch as you hinge right there. Powerful lat stretch from the pelvis, lower spine, right into the shoulders. Let's just breathe a little deeper each time. Should be kind of falling backwards. Trying to knock yourself on your butt is the goal. If you feel like you lost it, reset. Work your way into it a little slower. You don't have to get so deep right off the bat. In fact, the goal is to find the tension early instead of later. Good. Once you got good tension in the hamstrings and the back, transition, try to keep that tension as you come down. It's almost like you're bringing your knee behind your ankle. You shouldn't be here with it. You know, the goal is not to be there. It's to pull the hips behind you. Hinging, getting deeper, more tension on the hamstrings as the arms reach away. And just a couple of breaths here. Neck is still kind of long. You've really brought those hips back. I like to do rows in this position too, and it's kind of like a row if you want to think about it, the windmill here. So I'll bring one hand, kind of just like the archer position. We're just pointing into the ground, 3 fingers. You're going to take your right hand, and you're just going to draw the bow. And you keep your head facing down if you want. Just kind of open up, away. Thumb to the armpit, trace back down. Show the other side. Just my necklace. Okay, I thought it was a bug. Opening up. Good. Pec. Stretch there. Trace it back down. So let's do 5 on one side. And even getting deeper into that hinge. Try to really rotate the body. You can definitely follow with the head if you want. Sometimes that helps me get a little deeper. But keeping the neck trained on the ground definitely challenges different things. Again, you're trying to keep that elbow kind of high. Major thing is we're opening up the arm. Good. Let's do the other side. 5 again. With the breaths. Inhale down. A little more fluid. Walk the hands out a little bit. Let's see how deep we can get here. Hips pulling away from the hands. Hands on your shins. Let's go a little left. Open up those hips. Less knee motion. You're trying to keep that in the hips there. Just gliding that elbow to the ankle. Good. So we can do the same motion here. Just the Cossack squat. Open up. Just opening that hip. Good. All right, let's do our flat foot squat for the day. Show you from the side again. I like that angle. Big broad chest. Let's work into it with the founder. Tall, lengthen, find the tension. Hinge to the squat. 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 Hinge, squat. Good, back up. Those are tough. Let's do some archers. Get that split stance in here. Lengthening, engaging, pulling up. Powerful right there. Make that hard, make that tough. You're not in the hinged position, so you're assuming that it should be easy. Make it tough. You really want to squeeze. Try to knock yourself off balance. Actively driving the left. Opening up the hips. Let's hold that. We haven't done much sustained holds yet. Because this is where you should have the most tension. Come back. Do reverse archer, so we'll hinge a little bit. Try to get it from the hips, not from the spine, so broaden the chest. We're not caving in either. Trying to find the balance between the two. Just from those hips. Trying to keep the weight in the heel too. I like to put my weight in my toes. So try to keep that heel pushing into the ground. When the weight goes in the toes, we hunch. So if the heel's pushing, resisting this way, it's gonna keep that motion more in my hip as I lift and stack over. Still got a little bit of weight in the toes, but the heel needs to stay planted. Do another sustained hold here. Get a little more open. Reaching with that right arm. Especially if you're getting a lot of popping. Holding a position is good too. Each breath, a little more length. Exhale a little deeper. A little more length with the inhale. Exhale a little more deeper rotation. A little more hinge. A little more reach. One more lengthening breath. Let's come back. Good. Let's switch up sides. Lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. A little bit of glute squeeze at the end. Plant that heel. If you lose it, just reset. You lose it all the time. And that should be tough. Going from the hip hugger to sphere of tension. So we'll do normal archer first. And then we'll do one little variation here. And then we'll call it a day. Lengthening, fight for it. And then watch the hips as I open. Failed. Let me reset, sorry. It's okay to fail. Balance. You want to struggle. Even that, I could feel there wasn't enough tension. Just find that tension, there you go. And then you drive into it, opening. Shouldn't feel easy. It should feel like you're really having a fight, a shake. That'll come the better you get at it, the more intention you put into it. Prying the hips open, spine really long, rib cage wide, long. Trying to keep that as we come back. Watch it one more time. I got long neck, shoulders are down, but wide. They're not pulled back, they're wide. I'm driving up from the pelvic floor. It should feel like even here it's like fighting for that opening, shaking. Getting a lot done in a short amount of time. All right, good. Let's do reverse archers. So keep your stance. Drive that heel into the ground. You're only about walking straight away. If you're too long here, because you're thinking I need to be yoga-ing this, yoga-sizing, whatever it is, not the goal. You're gonna lose decompression. It's hard to contract when you got so much stretch on your muscles. You're trying to find good posture deeper in a position. That's going to happen. You have to have great posture and transition into the position. Because if you're off balance, you're shaking, you're losing balance, that's good. It shows you that's your end range of motion. That's about where you can go to. If I'm lengthening, I try to go too far, I'm just going to fall over. Because I got balance tension where I need it. Reaching with the hands, counterbalancing. Okay, reverse archer. Same thing. Try to find that hip tension. That right hip is internally rotating as the left hip drives the other direction. Pushing with that left hand. Breath in. Range a little deeper. Breath in. Range a little deeper. Breath in. And then. That was shaky. Let's do it one more time. I mean, it's supposed to be, but. Hinging right there, you should feel hip is going. That deep hinge. Lots of tension in your piriformis, external rotators of the hip.